this pattern right here has got to be one of the oldest and possibly one of the most beginner-friendly crochet stitches there are out there. However, to this day, I still get people seeking out the pattern and having a hard time finding it. So today, we're gonna go over the granny stitch pattern. And if you go to my blog, which is located on my website, crochetwithtiffany.com, you will find a free version of the pattern. And in the pattern itself, I created a chart for you that breaks down how to do this pattern in a wide variety of different blanket sizes. So you can literally take this pattern and make whatever blanket size that you want to make. I'll put all the links that you need to know in the description section below this video for you. And now let's go over what materials that I used in this tutorial. All right, so the materials that I'm using for this granny stitch square includes yarn, Cascade yarns, 220 Superwash Merino wool in the color number 72 or Seashell pink. It's such a pretty, pretty color. And I absolutely love working with this texture. It's so soft and yummy. However, if you would like to substitute this yarn out for something different, maybe a different fiber or a different color, possibly even something in your yarn stash at home, please do so. Just know it is a size 3 weight yarn or a WPI of 9, so 9 wraps per inch. Hopefully that helps you out. The crochet hook that I'm using is a G6 or 4.25 millimeter crochet hook. And then of course all the regular things like the yarn needle or tapestry needle, a pair of scissors, a stitch marker of some kind, and a measuring tape just to make sure you are staying on track with your dimensions. Go ahead and gather all your materials and let's go. The granny stitch pattern is actually worked in a multiple of 3. Let's go ahead and begin by chaining 51. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 49, 50, 51. Great. For row 1, we're going to single crochet in the second chain from our crochet hook, and then just make 1 single crochet in each chain all the way across the row. Continue on. I'll meet you at the end of row 1. You should have a total of 50 single crochet stitches. At the end of row 1 here, last stitch, number 50. There we go. And this is what we're looking at the end of row 1. Awesome. Moving on to row 2, we're going to start by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3, and turning our work. That chain 3 does count as our very first double crochet stitch. We're going to skip the first 2 stitches, and in the 3rd stitch, make 3 double crochets. Yarn over. 1, 2, here we go. 3rd stitch. There's 1 double crochet. Same stitch. 2, and 1 more. 3. There we go. Then skip 2 stitches. 1, 2. In the 3rd stitch, make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and repeat. Skip 2 stitches, 3 double crochets in the next. Repeat all the way across for row 2, and I'll meet you at the end of row 2 to show you what we do different in row 3. And at the end of row 2, we're going to make 1 double crochet in the last stitch. Right. There we go. Right there. At the end of row 2, you should have a total of 16 of these double crochet clusters or little fans here. I'm going to call them groups. 3 double crochet groups. So 16 of them in row 2. Awesome. For row 3, we're going to begin by chaining 2, and this chain 2 does count as our first stitch. Turn our work, In this space right here between the last double crochet and the last group, we're going to make 2 double crochets. So yarning over, inserting a crochet hook into that giant space, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and do that one more time. Double crochet. And then the repeat pattern for row 3 is just finding that big space between these 3 double crochet groups and make 3 double crochets around that space. So 1, 2, 3, then hop to the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. Go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way across for row 3. Pretty neat. I hope you're having fun. 3, great. Oh, right. At the end of row 3, we're going to make our last group of 3 double crochets in this space created by the chain 3. So in that big space, 1, 2, and 3. Great. So that's how we're going to end row 3, just like that. Great, moving on to row 4, and honestly, the repeat pattern for the rest of this project is just repeating rows 2 and row 3. So for row 4, through the end of row 31, that's where we're going to stop for this particular square. If you're working a different project, you're just going to keep working this pattern until you've reached blanket dimension. Again, you're either going to begin by chaining 3 or chaining 2. If you see that you just worked 3 double crochets right here at the end, you're going to want to start with 3 chains and then turn our work. We're going to start with the 3 chains so we can hop over all those double crochets to find our space that we're going to make all of our 3 double crochet groups in. 2, 3. And then just repeat that across. So let me go ahead and work this up a little bit more. And I'm going to show you how to work the next row just to make sure that you feel comfortable and confident moving forward with this project. 3, playing with the little yarn tension right there. There's so many different ways that you can hold your yarn tension. Ending row 4 by skipping the next double crochet, finding the chain 2 and making your last double crochet stitch in that second chain of the chain 2 to end our row 4. And that's what we're looking at right there. Boom. Okay, so this was a row 2 repeat going this way. We started with a chain 3, so that way we could hop over these 2 double crochet stitches to get to our next space we were going to make our group. We're ending row 4, or the row 2 repeat. I just removed my crochet hook. Let's put that back. With a space and a double crochet. Now we're on to the row 3 repeat. For the row 3 repeat, or what will be row 5, we're going to chain 2, turn our work, and we only chain 2 because we're instantly going to make 2 double crochet stitches in that first stitch. We don't have to make any extra chains to hop over anything. So making 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, just like that. And then continue our repeat pattern of the 3 double crochet stitches in each one of these gap spaces. Okay, so we are going to repeat rows 2 and 3 over and over again, ending at the end of row 31. That's where we're going to stop, so we have this beautiful square. But if you would like to take this pattern and make its own individual blanket pattern with it, I think it would be amazing. In fact, I have a free version of this pattern ready and waiting for you in my blog on my website, crochetwithtiffany.com. I have a link in the description section below for you. So all you have to do is click that link and it'll take you directly to this free pattern that you can check out. I have a chart located in that pattern where I broke down all these different blanket sizes, their dimensions, so you can make sure that you're making the blanket size you really want. How many chains will be in your foundation row? How many stitches will be in each row? How many rows you're going to need to make that blanket dimension, and approximately how much yarn you're going to need before you even begin the blanket project. I hope that helps you out to making this pattern your very own and having a whole lot of fun. I do have some helpful tips for you when it comes to finishing touches that you could add to this particular project, because there's not a whole lot going on. It's a fairly simple stitch. Yes, it is beautiful, and yes, it can attract the eye, but I do think having a really special border around this project will help give this stitch the extra oomph that it really needs. So having something fancy like some lacy or intricate detailed border is going to be so much fun. You could also work with some fringe or some tassels. You could have fun with little mini pom-poms, or really just kind of have fun with the border. You don't necessarily need a very plain, simple border to go and complement this pattern. It's simple enough. Having a little bit of a flair might actually draw people into the inner body of the project anyway. This is also square number 7 of our 2024 Sampler Blanket Crochet Along project. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, if this is the first time you've heard about the 2024 Sampler Blanket Project Crochet Along, then please go to my YouTube channel where you will find square number 1 through 6 ready and waiting for you. There are also some fun kit box options where I can provide the yarn for you so you don't have to think about anything. Just be ready to go to make this amazing blanket project. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun with this stitch. I hope you love it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.